Today guys, we're going to look at the top 5 base locations for Ark Survival Ascended, the center map. The caves have changed, and that has changed PvP metas as well. With turrets being put on walls these days, some caves are better than the others. Well, you know what? Let's get started. We'll start off with number 1, Ice Cave. It's still OP, it's probably even more OP right now. Ice Cave has had no changes to it from what I can see, and you know what that means? With all the wall turrets that have been placed in different locations now, that will make for a very strong cave. It's as strong as it was before, if not stronger now. With the turrets being placed on different parts of the walls and ceilings on all the different meshes, it makes it so that this cave becomes so strong that I don't think it's going to be raided, and it will become the alpha location of Ark Survival Ascended, just like it was on Ark Survival Evolved. However, it's going to be even stronger now, and everyone's going to fight for this. Everyone's looked at it on single player, and they know just how strong it is. With cryopod changes where you have to have a cryo fridge and no enemy near to be able to uncryo something, it makes it even stronger than ever before. So, what do you guys think about Ice Cave? Do you think that it is a lot stronger than it's ever been before? With the turret placements, with the cryo changes, and everything else, and with the lack of some tames, you don't have Megatron, you have to use vacuum chambers, but if you can't get building priv, then that's no good. What else can you use to raid this? Stegos, you may get shut off. With turrets pointing directly down from right above, having tech turrets right above is going to change the game. Being able to have them shoot straight down the players will kill them off rather easily. I know we don't have nets yet, however, this is insane. The cave didn't get changed. We thought it was going to have a massive change. A lot of the others did change, but this one is so strong. And then you also got to remember that that's not just the only strong part of the cave. You also have the second drop down in this one side, where you drop down into another location to your main area, and you can have turrets all over the wall. You can have turrets past the drop down, waiting for when people fall down and get annihilated when they fall down there. This cave, honestly, is going to be the top tier cave on Ark Survival Ascended. And on Small Tribes, I don't think this is ever going to get raided, to be honest. But that ends the first cave. That is Ice Cave. And with the end of this first cave, let me know down below what you think about this cave. Do you reckon it's going to be that massive RMT cave where all the cheaters end up building to have all their tames to sell, and you know, if they want to sell this location, they'll sell it, or they'll sell one of the caves on the server and pay for protection? Let me know down below, what do you think is going to happen? And now for base spot number 2, Pell Cave. Pell Cave is always known as one of the strongest locations in the game. It used to be so strong that everyone used to inside bases. They used to not ever raid this, and if they did, they were lucky, or it was offline for ages. Even then, it was super difficult to raid. It had a crouched location basically, and it made it super hard. If someone sat with a Giga on the side there, they could just munch for days and protect their base for ages. However, now it's open a fair bit. You can't fully get a Stego all the way in. It looks amazing. It looks different. It's a lava type cave because it is on Lava Island. It looks so much different. However, you can still see similarities that used to be there from when we used to love this cave back in the day. Honestly, one of my best series was in this cave, and it holds a dear part in my heart. They have opened it up a lot. However, there's still a few things that stop you from being able to raid this super easily. One thing being turret placement. Turret placement, like with every other cave, has changed the game for raiding. It's made a lot of caves super unraidable and very difficult to raid, if not that. This cave has beautiful aesthetics and it looks amazing. Compared to what it used to look like, it looks 10 times better in my opinion. The graphics and the different details of the textures look so good, and this cave actually looks pretty mad. It reminds me of the Pack Cave design on how the lighting and that works in there, and I would be honest, I would probably live and love to live in here for a long time on Small Tribes if I played it for a long period of time. I know a lot of people are going to love this cave, and it probably is still rather defendable. There are many reasons why this is still defendable, like I've stated one of the reasons already, which is turret placement. However, multiple other reasons as well. We're going to go through that with most caves. We're going to check out to see whether a certain dinosaur, a Stego, will fit through the cave all the way in. That's the main tame that people soak with, or try and rush walls with, or rush bases with. And we want to find out whether that will actually get in there, because it's the main tame that people use. Some people use trikes, but they're so easy to grapple someone off and to kill by just compounding the foot or the leg of that dinosaur. So we're walking the Stego in to try and find out if we can get all the way in with the Stego, and we found out that you can't actually get all the way in. I thought you could walk all the way in now because they've opened it up so much, but you can't. This Stego still can't get all the way in. You might be able to soak a couple turrets, however it's not going to happen. Then I decided to see if you could take a Pteranodon dive the whole wall. You can't even fly it in, it kicks you off. It's one of the only caves in this map that kicks you off. So this could actually be a viable cave now. What do you guys think about the Pearl Cave and the changes they've made to it? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's going to be a cave that you're going to want to live in? Are you keen to live here and make it your main base when it comes to servers transferring and being open? And now for number 3, that one is Double Bear Cave. Double Bear Cave has been a base location for a lot of people. Yes, there is a major risk when it comes to this cave because it does have 2 entrances. However, those entrances aren't that big, and in that happening, it actually makes it a bit more defendable. I think it's a decent cave. However, if you've got people coming from both sides, it could be dangerous. There aren't heaps of options on this map, and this is one of the better options just purely for the size and entrance locations. The trade-off is the 2 locations that you can enter from, so you have to be prepared for that. However, can the trade-off be worth it? Is it worth it to you? This cave location is taking number 3 on the list for me, and as you can see, it's so much more open and it's massive, but it still looks similar to what we remember. I remember the look of this and living in here a few times, raiding this a few times, and watching a raid cam in this location many times. Well, one of the main ways people raid this is with a Pteranodon and Sea Spinning in. Will people live here when it comes to official? Because you can come from this back way just here. You have to have turrets on both sides. Will it make it difficult to have turret cap on each side defending both locations? Is it a viable cave? You let me know down below. I tested with a Stego to find out whether you could walk it in from either side, and you can't. However, you can fly through the entire cave with a Pteranodon. That means you can see spin a wall and take out turrets and everything really easily. But with turret placements on walls and ceilings and that, is it more difficult these days? I wonder. Do you think the center will become the alpha map again, just like Ark Survival Evolved? In my opinion, I think it will be. I really do. Now for base spot number 4, Crouch Bear Cave, or formerly known as Crouch Bear Cave, because you know what, there's no crouch anymore. It goes all the way in super easily and opens right on up. However, like I said in many of the other cave spots, turret placement can make a difference for locations. Before you used to try and take out walls and stuff by sea spinning in and blowing it up, but with the turret placements and people having them all over walls and ceilings, is it a more viable location even though the crouch is gone? I wonder. I do really wonder if this could be a good location still, because the cave does go fairly far back and you could defend it rather well. What do you guys think? I think this cave looks amazing. It's been one of my favorites in the whole entire game. I lived here with Hod for a fair while before Extinction came out, and it was something that I remember fondly. We had so much fun before Cryos came out. It was extremely strong because you couldn't you couldn't get anything out unless you had a transmitter at the front. So it was very, very strong, and it allowed us to survive when we were only a few people. But like with every other cave, I'm testing it out to see if a Stego will go all the way in. You can use a trike, but with turrets being super high up most of the time, you want to have a Stego most to go in here. However, there's lips and stuff right at the end, right near the corner, that prevent you from walking all the way in. I tried to wiggle my way through for ages to get in, but you can't. And right now without gravity grenades, you can't gravity grenade over into it. So you could probably soak from here for a bit, but you can't walk past this. We don't have crabs to push ourselves through, so we could only soak from here and maybe run with chickens or anything else. But Pteranodons can fly all the way in, like they always have. Does that mean that we can raid this cave rather easily still? Or will the turret placements actually allow you to have this more defendable? People could place generators all over the walls and make it super strong. Have turrets super high and shoot people off. Is it a strong cave? And now for my final justified cave. That's the one in the underworld. One of the entrances into the underworld is a rather decent location for a base. This place has 2 entrances just like Double Bear Cave. However, this location doesn't have heaps of room to breed and stuff. But the entrances are rather hard to raid. As you can see, one side is actually a crouch spot almost. You can't fit a Stego. Trikes might struggle to soak as well. It's difficult to get a lot of things through. The other side is a water entrance, which actually makes it super difficult. You can fly a Pteranodon all the way through. There's not an issue at all, so that could make it a lot more difficult to actually defend. But when it comes down to your choices, this is one of the better choices in my opinion. The other side is really good because it has a water entrance that comes up into an open area, and the open area is actually really good in comparison to the one that's in Kano Cave on the island, where it's got a pillar in the middle. This one has no pillar, has an open area for turrets to just shoot straight through, and from above also has a drop down into the area that you can defend as well. So in my opinion, it's actually a really decent cave, and that's why it's got on the list of my top 5 base locations on Ark Survival Ascended, the center map. As you can see, even further down on the crouch side, you can actually defend that location as well. Now it's time to check out a couple other base locations. This one I thought was going to be decently good. It used to be good because this area here was very hard to get through, but now you can just walk a stego directly through, which makes it almost kind of bad, to be honest. The other side's decently defended, but that kind of ruined it. And now for the underwater Mosasaur cave. This is a decent cave, kind of like easy underwater on the island. You got to go through tunnels of water to come through and open up into an underwater chamber that's got land for days. It's got heaps of room for breeding. It's a decent base location with vacuum chambers these days. It could actually be a viable base location in my opinion. If you guys are wanting a cave and you're struggling to find one, you most likely have tech already. And if you have tech and you have vacuum chambers, it can be a decent location, especially while the map is closed. In my opinion, it's a decently defendable location. Stats on dinosaurs at the start aren't good. Even later on, it might still be okay. Underwater PvP, no one wants to do underwater PvP, and that's what you have to do to be able to get in this base. So, what do you guys think? Is this cave location decent? It looks nice in my opinion, so let me know down below what you think about that cave location. Also, I just wanted to show you guys that Skull Island can no longer be entered. It doesn't have an inside part anymore. That makes me sad. I used to love that. However, it looks mad. Also, there's another bear cave that I didn't really show. It's not really a viable base location. It's always been pretty weak, and it still kind of is. Some people may build here, but it's not really worth putting on the list. I just wanted to show you what it kind of looked like still, and just kind of like touch base on what some of the other caves look like, because I used to spend so much time on the center and I love going through and seeing the difference in what it looks like. I even checked out the mushroom spider cave that's in Neal, kinda near the underworld. This is a good location for people to breed. However, the entrance is a lot wider, but the base location or the location is massive. I guarantee you on official, people will use this for breeding, and the servers will be as laggy as they've ever been on official. I remember back in the day that official used to have so much breeding here and on this server that no one generally played on the center because it was so laggy. And if someone teleported to the wrong location, it would crash the server, and it was horrible. I hope it doesn't get like that again. That would be horrible. And then last but not least, that's the Redwoods Cave. It was never a small entrance cave, and it still isn't. However, they've changed it a lot, and it looks so much different. It looks nice, it looks pretty, it's a lot bigger than it was before. It goes around to the left. It's just nice. Thank you for watching, guys. Let me know down below what you thought of this video if you want more videos similar to this, and I will see you in the next one.